I'm here in Audrain County, where yesterday emergency personnel found Antonio Jefferson lying next to a crashed car on Audrain Road 913. From a reporting standpoint, I can tell you this scene looks, feels, and sounds like a real active assailant incident. Chief is now in jail with a bond of $500,000, and according to court records, his arraignment is scheduled for Monday morning. Live in Moberly, Lindsay Fafoglia, KOMU-8 News. You may have seen these red ribbons on cars around Missouri, including the Missouri State Highway Patrol cars and the MoDOT fleet cars. With the KOMU Recycle and Trash app, it's free for both Apple and Android users, especially in light of what happened here at Centralia High School just last Friday when a student brought a gun with ammunition to school in his backpack. Several workers told me today that things are going well, and even if they don't know what's causing their success, they are confident in their company and customers. Small business is booming, according to President Trump.
Completely agree that it's true. Since we, I don't even know how it happened. It's happened all of a sudden, we get a lot of more customers. People are shopping smaller rather than at the larger chain stores because we offer more stuff that's not at the chain stores.
And the president of Columbia's Chamber of Commerce says this kind of success is not isolated.
We're hearing good things, really good things. We're seeing things that have that we haven't seen in a number of years.
After the Great Recession, it took time for small businesses to recover.
But we're finally hitting that spot where people are comfortable and they're starting to do expansions, hiring more people, maybe expanding their business line, maybe expanding their product lines.
Some companies don't know where the recent success comes from. And I talked to some small businesses that said they're more affected by the weather than by who's in office.
For a small business like us, we have too many regulars, too many locals, I think, to really be affected by Trump's policies positively or negatively.
The workers I spoke to say there are many things that can affect business.
The winter time or the classes being out of session.
The only time we really see a dip in our numbers is when our students are gone, or there's not a lot of people out, or the weather changes.
The Chamber of Commerce president says some businesses are capitalizing on presidential tax cuts by giving bonuses to employees. In the studio, Lindsay Fafoglia, KOMU-8 News.
Hi, welcome to the Broadway.
The Broadway Hotel in downtown Columbia was built using a TIF, which stands for Tax Increment Financing. A TIF is used as a tax subsidy for redeveloping. Now David Parmley, the owner of the Broadway, is requesting a $2 million TIF to build a second hotel tower, despite the TIF Commission's vote against it.
Once again, the TIF Commission had their role to play, and they made their vote on it.
Parmley says the $20 million project will bring millions back into the community.
I think once the City Council gets a chance to look at the economics, the $9 million for $2 million investment, they'll be supportive of that, confident. So.
Parmley said the new 8-story tower would have 80 new rooms, conference space, plus a rooftop ballroom. It'd be located right here on Walnut Street, where this office building stands now. He just has to prove that the land is a public health hazard or at risk of becoming blighted. Parmley rents the building and said the land has steep curb drop-offs and is full of litter. Columbia Public Schools appointed TIF Commission member Christine King said the land doesn't qualify for a TIF.
Brought up the fact that there was dog excrement and all this other stuff on the property. Well, the property owner is able to clean that up. That doesn't make it go blight.
Parmley said the hotel will bring much-needed meeting space to Columbia, more jobs, and more people to downtown. Most involved are supportive of the project, just not the TIF.
I think if a private entrepreneur wants to come forward and pay her taxes and go through the planning and zoning process and thinks that he can make a profit on a new development, I say God bless him. But if he's coming to the public for resources, as he is for a $2 million subsidy, that raises the level of scrutiny.
Parmley is still in a lawsuit with the builder of the Broadway, and construction costs have only gone up.
Once again, all the risk is on my end here. If prices go up, that's my problem. If things don't work out, my problem. There's no city guarantee for the TIF. They're not promising me anything.
If approved, construction will begin in January. King says if they do move forward, what's the point of a TIF commission?
But hey, if the city approves it and they move forward, then it's to my benefit to get behind it to make sure it's a success.
Parmley says his goal is always to get people out and about in downtown Columbia.
Hopefully my passion comes through for the project. It took 4 years to build the last one, and I don't know how sure I want to take to build the next one, but I'm invested in doing it and would like to see it happen and hope for the community support.
Lindsay Fafoglia, KOMU-8 News, Columbia.